Hello book besties, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Emma Sue, a book lover that's always on a binge. Today we're doing a reading wrap up for the month of July, and well, that month had been quite busy for me. So the books that I wanted to read, the books that I had picked out from my July TBR was not met, unfortunately. The mood reader in me was very strong this month with everything that was happening, having family over from the States, camping, a lot of road trips. I could not read as much as I wanted to. And I was working so much throughout the week that my weekends ended up being me just rotting in bed the whole time and doom scrolling. The books that I did end up reading were completely different from the books that I was picking up for July. So we're gonna go through them now, give you guys my thoughts on them, and as well as my rating for each one. Most of these are actually on the Kindle. It was just that type of month for me, I guess. The first book that I read in July was Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer. This was a very cute rom-com-y type of romance, summer romance, and I read this while I was camping. It was actually the perfect time to read it. The story involves two main characters, a female main character and a male main character, who when they get in a relationship with someone and they end up breaking up, that person that they were dating ends up finding their one true love. And the cycle continues for both of them every time until one day they ended up interacting with one another through a Reddit post that our male main character made and made a deal of fake dating to cancel out both curses. Justin has been so attentive to Emma's needs and wants. I love him so much. I love this couple. They were just very adorable. I gave this 4 stars. It was pretty good. Next, I read the entire Devil's Night series on my Kindle. I don't have the physical copies because I was really hoping to get the old covers, which are so much prettier than the new ones, and it gives a lot more of the dark romance vibes that I'm looking for in a cover. But unfortunately, those are going for $100 at this rate per book, so we are not doing that. I'll probably just take the L and buy the new covers. But yeah, I read all of them, including the novellas. The first one, Corrupt, I gave 3.5 stars. Great introduction to the 4 horsemen. We meet Michael and Rika. Now, this book, not gonna lie, could have been fixed very easily if it weren't for the miscommunication. Yeah, a huge miscommunication trope. Not even just between our 2 main characters, it's the whole gang of the 4 horsemen and our female main character. Yeah, once you find out why they hate her so much and then she tells them that they're wrong, oh. It's just whoa. So we could have probably solved everything from the beginning. Michael definitely falls into the red flag, obsessive, possessive man. And Rika turns out to be a very strong female main character, in terms of mindset and her actions. She knows what she wants and she will do everything to get it. She is the rebellious type, and I love that. Once we got to chapter 25, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. Best part of the book, okay? Trust me. Now the second book, Hideaway, follows Kai and Banks. This one also got a 3.5 star for me, just because it was a little bit on the boring side of things. I know, I'm sorry. I love Kai though, especially in Corrupt. You will see why. But just how they got together was a little It wasn't all that exciting to me. But as I read this, I was beginning to understand how great of a writer Penelope Douglas is when it comes to possessive and obsessive men. Because Kai Mori just stepped it up a little after Michael. This man literally said it was always for life. I loved how Kai loved Banks for who she was and didn't want to change her in any way. When I saw Rika and Michael in this one again, yeah, Rika and Banks making Michael and Kai jealous. Highlight for that book. The next one is Kill Switch, which is the 3rd book. 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. This follows my all-time favorite horseman, which is Damon Torrance. I love a psychotic man, and that's who he exactly is. Now, he definitely takes the cake in the most possessive man out of the 4 horsemen. He takes first place, easily. His obsession over Winter started so very young. I think they were 8 or 9 or something like that. And these two go through so much hate for one another. Such a roller coaster of emotions and love and possessiveness over one another. It is wild. I knew Damon was definitely going to be my favorite because of how tortured this man is. A literal tortured soul with so much trauma, horrible childhood, and it really defines who Damon is and how he became to be the man that he is, and the way that he works through his shit was heartbreaking. Okay, like how he copes with what has happened. I teared up quite a lot in this book. That man just deserves everything. Love, the world, winter. The plot twist that happens in this book, mind-blowing. Loved everything about this book. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just so damn good. And seeing more of Rika, I think Rika is my favorite female main character from the series. I gotta say. Her and then Alec. She is very good with mind games. Now, Damon is definitely seen as more of a terrifying person and knows how to manipulate people's and the way they think, but Rika is on an even playing field with him. She can tangle with him. And when they butt heads, so iconic. The character development that we get from Damon in this book was just freaking incredible. You really see the growth. Like the fight that he was constantly having to make himself a better man for Winter, for his friends, and for himself. Next, we read our first novella, which is Conclave, and it happens after the events of Kill Switch. So you definitely have to read this series in order because there is one big plot that connects all these books together. So you need to read it in order. And Conclave was kind of a great reprieve from it. Still dark, still has that mysterious plot that always seems to happen. But nonetheless, it was still an entertaining time. I gave this one 3 stars. We do get Rika and Damon's POV in this, which was an interesting choice. I personally really enjoyed that. Next is the 4th book, which is Nightfall. I also gave this one 5 stars. Yeah, Damon and Will were definitely the best horsemen for me. And Will's story, oh my god, this man is so fucking loyal. He has gone through rough patches as well, okay? He had to find himself many times. His love for Emery though, so raw. It actually hurt to see him hurt, you know? To see Emery hurt herself as well was just, these two go through so much. It took so long for both of them to be vulnerable with one another and to trust one another. Like, it took so much time for them to get there. I think it was the thickest book as well. I think it was like over 700 pages. It was a long journey, let me tell you. The flashbacks that we see in each book are definitely very important to the storyline. And in this one, the overall plot really gets revealed to us. And Will and Emery's love story was just a lot, but in a good way. A great, incredible book to end the series. Now, there is actually another novella. It is called Fire Night, and this takes place years later when all 4 horsemen and their wives, now wives, have children and they're a little bit grown up. They end up having like this annual thing called Fire Night where they have a ball with the townspeople invited and there's events that goes on. And this one I also gave 3 stars. It was just a cute, fun read. It also has a mysterious plot, but also sets up the story of the children, which I hope we get a series from. I'm not sure if that's been announced yet or that's even a plan. One of the characters I'm very interested in is Kai Mori's son, which you will meet after you read the series. I'm not gonna say what the name is, but it will be Kai Mori's son, and he's a very interesting character, so can't wait to read that. Finally, the last 2 books that I read this month is in fact the first 2 books in the Boys of Thomas series, which is Binding 13 and Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is Johnny and Shannon's story. A lot to take in from this story. A lot of emotional damage that goes on here. I gave Binding 13 5 stars and I gave Keeping 13 6 stars. But in fact, both of them are infinite stars. And when they tell you that the series alters your brain chemistry, they were not wrong. They were not playing it down. That is exactly what it did to me, and these were just the first 2 books. I just feel like I get really emotional when it comes to this couple. Shannon like a river. She is beautiful inside out. Literally the kindest soul you'll ever meet. Very vulnerable, lives a very terrifying life, goes through so much shit in that house of hers. Having to grow up so early instead of enjoying her childhood. She deserves the world. She deserves all the love. It is dark. It is deep, okay? This is definitely not a YA series. You see incredible growth from Shannon, from being such a fragile being to standing up for herself and really becoming strong-willed and strong-minded. Now Johnny, our main character, this man, I can see why he's a favorite in this series. Johnny is such a loving man in every way. He is so caring, so protective over Shannon. Also, I did not expect this to be quite a slow burn romance to begin with. Like literally, you have to get probably here to get even a kiss scene, okay? And it wasn't even the real kiss, as they say. The build-up was freaking everything. My heart literally went through hoops for their romance. Like, there was so much angst that goes on in this book, and I felt like my heart was also palpitating at the same time with everything that was going on. The love that goes on between these two characters is so deep and potent. Like, you can feel it in your bones. Like, it was rattling my bones with how much love that they have for each other. I was starving for her and everything she was, every part of her, inside and out. I wanted to fight all her battles. I wanted to give her all her smiles and make her laugh and snatch her away from the rest of the world and keep her all to myself. I just wanted her for keeps. He loves Shannon just the way she is. With all the darkness, they just want each other. That's it. Now keeping 13. A whole nother level of emotional damage where I'm just left there in my bed crying. Okay, like literal pools of tears surrounding me while I was reading this. There was just so much that we see happening in their life, and the things that were occurring to them was just heartbreaking. I cannot tell you how this couple, okay, Shannon and Johnny, burrowed so deep into my body, all the way to the bone. Like, they just burrowed themselves in there and just started living there, basically. Like, they're still there now. I can't let them go. That's just how deep of a connection I have for these characters and what they go through. I am glad that we get a happy ending for them in this one. I know that there might be a third book for them, I think, called Adoring 13. I don't know if it will revolve around them or something in the future. And we just can't forget about the side characters, okay? A lot of them pop out in this one, but in this one, each one was almost highlighted, and I love that. Like Johnny's parents, Shannon's brothers, Joey Lynch, and Aoife. I'm scared, by the way, for Joey and Aoife's story because they are next. I need to be in the right mindset because I know their story's gonna really hurt as well. But this two couple right here, these two, everything. They're everything to me. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Those were all the books that I read in the month of July. It wasn't a lot, but it was still a really good month in terms of my enjoyment for reading. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!